Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a tutorial with my Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. I wasn't going to get this palette because I heard so many mixed reviews about it. Some people liked it, some people hated. The majority of people hated the eyeshadow palette. I kept hearing that it was chalky, that it was hard to blend, that the textured eyeshadow sucked. And so if you're like me, you depend a lot on YouTube to get your reviews and see if a product is worth it. Inclusively, I have this palette, or they have this palette at my store because it's no longer in stock at my Sephora, but I swatched a few of the colors and I wasn't too impressed. I was obsessed with the textured eyeshadows, but with the mattes, I was starting to judge it like some other people were starting to judge the Kat Von D Metal matte palette, and I was like, it's just not worth it. $65. The mattes swatched like crap. And I left it at that. A couple of days later, I see my senior artist. She is the main makeup artist at my Sephora. And she's like, guess what I have on my eyes? And I'm like, the Modern Renaissance palette? She's like, no, it's new. And she told me it was the Huda Beauty palette. And I asked her if she liked the palette because of all the mixed reviews. And she's like, yes, I love this palette. And so I still held off. I held off buying the palette until just a couple of days ago. And there was one last palette and someone bought it, and I was really bummed because it was out of stock online and in store. And then literally 20 minutes later, someone who had the palette on hold took it off hold, and I ran so freaking fast to get my hands on this, and I'm so happy that I did because this palette is amazing. It has her unique packaging with her eyes on it. Like every other product that she has, you can slide it out of the cardboard. A lot of people were complaining about the packaging. I happen to like the packaging. I like that I can see my eyeshadows, and a lot of people were also complaining about this plastic, but the plastic isn't cheap. It's a sturdy plastic material, and so I find nothing wrong with the packaging. I actually like it. The thing is that people get too caught up on the same packaging that everyone else does, so when something different comes out, it's just like, oh, well, it's not like this palette or like the Urban Decay palette, but that's okay. New things are awesome. And I really do like the packaging of this palette. The palette comes with 18 shades. The palette is very similar to the Modern Renaissance palette, but you cannot compare the two because they're two very different yet similar products. So these are the colors, and swatch side by side the most similar colors I find on here. So the only similar colors that I find are in both palettes are Sandalwood, which is very close to Burnt Orange. Shy is a little similar to Buon Fresco. And the color Maneater looks a lot like Venetian Red and Red Ochre mixed together. And so I love this palette for so many reasons, but I also do love this palette for its separate reasons as well. The texture shadows are amazing. I will swatch some of them for you. So that's one. I'll swatch my favorite, which is Blessed, which is what I have on my lid right now. They're just beautiful on the eyes. I tend to wear glitter glue or a mixing medium on my lid when I wear shimmer eyeshadows, just because I have slightly hooded eyes and so it can transfer. So I did wear glitter glue with the eyeshadows today because I was kind of creating a cut crease and I didn't want my lid shade to transfer since I have slightly hooded eyes. But the first day I wore it, I didn't wear any glitter glue or mixing medium, and the color stayed on perfectly fine. The mattes blend out so easy. I was very hesitant. Today was actually the first day I tried out the mattes, and they blended out beautifully. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if people got bad batches. All I know is that this palette is awesome, and if you can still find it, get it. I definitely recommend it. It is pricey, but I mean, if you're willing to pay for it, I'm telling you, as someone who doesn't have a lot of subscribers or who's being paid to talk about it, I genuinely do like this product. And I like that all the colors show up really nicely on my skin tone. Some palettes, the colors aren't very women of color friendly. Like, they just come up ashy. Like, they will come up on your skin tone, but they won't come up true. And like I said, the product retails for $65. You get 18 shadows. I was watching someone else's video and they said that if you break it down, you will be paying $6 per shadow. Obviously Makeup Geek shadows have more in the pan than these do, but like I said, I don't really mind because when do you ever go through a whole palette? And the palette is beautiful and it is unique. A lot of people are saying that it isn't unique. It is, just like the Modern Renaissance palette is unique. I absolutely love it. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. So I'm gonna start off by priming my eyelids with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I'm blending that out with my Real Technique sponge, and then I'm setting it with some translucent powder. And then I am taking my Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. I am so excited. And I'm first taking the shade Sandalwood. It kind of matches my skin tone and that helps my other eyeshadows blend in very nicely. I'm then going in with the shade Flamingo because I wanted this to be a pink rose gold look like the palette is called. And then I am also going in with the shade Man Eater, but just a little bit because this stuff is pigmented. And then I'm going to cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. I'm gonna cut my crease and I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer and a small detailed brush from Wet n Wild. And then I'm just taking my Morphe brush and extending my crease color so that I can have a winged out effect. I'm then taking NYX Glitter Glue and I'm applying that onto my lids because I have slightly hooded eyes and so I don't want my lid color to transfer over to my crease color. And then I'm just applying the shade Blessed on my lid. Then I'm taking my pencil brush and I'm taking a mixture of Bossy and Cocoa and I am applying that to deepen up the crease just a little bit. Now for skin prep, I am moisturizing with my Cetaphil Moisturizer and then I'm priming with my e.l.f. primer, which is surprisingly pretty good. Then I am going to color correct because hello, we need our foundation to be flawless and so I need to do so. And then I am taking the new Total Coverage Foundation by Loreal. I will have a review on this on Friday, I believe, so keep an eye out for that. And I am just blending it out with my beauty sponge. Then for concealer, I am taking my Tarte Shade Tape in the color Tan Sand. And I'm just applying that where you would normally highlight and blending it out with my beauty sponge as well. Then I am taking my Coty Airspun powder and I am setting underneath my eyes. With this concealer, you don't necessarily have to, but I do it anyway. To further define my face, I am going to contour using my Anastasia Contour palette. I use the shade Havana, and so I'm just contouring my face per usual. And whatever product's left over on my brush, I just sweep it on the sides of my nose because I find it weird when you snatch your whole face and then your nose is just plain looking, you know what I mean? I'm using the blush that I always use. I'm using the peach color in the e.l.f. blush palette. Then I'm spritzing my face with Mario Badescu's Rose Water. And I'm taking my Marc Jacobs cream highlighter and applying that to the highest points of my face. And then going over it with my L'Oreal Gilded Honey, which is bomb.com. I'm then going over it with my sponge so that it can sink into my skin and not sit on top of my skin. Then I am taking all the shades that are on my crease and applying them to my bottom lash line. And I'm just going to smoke it out. I'm then going to take Colourpop's Grunge Liner, line my lips, and then fill them in with the Sephora lip stain in 13 and kind of create an ombre look. And yeah, then I'm just going to take my hair out, fluff it out a little bit, you know, just making that hair look fleeky. And yeah, now I'm just gonna slay for you guys. Just slay that makeup look. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup tutorial. Please leave me any requests down below and I will see you guys in my next video.